All right, what's up, guys? Marc, Augustine here, and in this video, we're going to talk about what it takes to have multiple accounts on eBay. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This video is brought to you by the Dropship Masterclass. What the Dropship Masterclass is a full eBay dropshipping course teaching you everything you need to know to start and grow your business dropshipping on eBay. Make a couple $1,000, up to $10,000 a month profit. I mean, there are some people that scale into $1 million a year, but that's another story. With the first, with the class, if you use the code FIRST100, you get 50% off. You also get a full month of Ecom Sniper, the AI-driven eBay dropshipping software. You can check out the link in the description. So yeah, let's get into the video. Sammy, you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Sammy. I've been dropshipping on eBay for the last 7 years, and just happy to be here, man.
So
So
Sammy, get into it.
yeah, this is gonna be like a quick video, and this is actually for a user named Alexi. They asked me, so this is the concern they had, yeah. They told me that, like, we speak about having multiple accounts on a constant basis, and then they told me that, you know what, like, how am I supposed to have multiple eBay accounts? I don't know anybody. Nobody's gonna give me their SSN number. Nobody's gonna give me like their bank account, whatever the case, right? They're not gonna give me their identity. So what do I do now? So, this video is really dedicated for people that want to go ahead and scale their business and who don't have the resources to go ahead and scale it. So, like, Mark, tell me if that is clear what I'm trying to convey here. Who the target is?
Yeah, exactly. Anyone that wants to have multiple accounts, because you could scale your business using multiple accounts.
Right, but not it's for anybody who wants to make multiple accounts, who don't have access to other people's SSN numbers, because we have made videos before that if you want to go ahead and make multiple eBay accounts, you need to get someone's SSN number and make a Wyoming corporation, etc. But in this video, what we're going to be talking about, the target audience is, you're somebody who wants to make multiple eBay accounts, but you're a loner, you don't have any friends, your family doesn't trust you, whatever the case is. That is who I'm speaking to today. So, so first of all, we gotta ask. I'm gonna answer the question,
and I'm gonna ask you some questions because some of these, there are a couple things that would be difficult to overcome. Go ahead.
Right. So right off the bat, we're gonna answer the question: is having multiple accounts allowed on eBay? And the answer is yes. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at eBay's policy, and we're going to go ahead and prove it right over here, right? So the question is, what is eBay's multiple account policy? They say there are many reasons why users would choose to have one or more eBay accounts. For example, users who like to buy and sell may want to separate their accounts for each activity. So the first reason eBay says that you can have multiple accounts is to separate your buying and your selling account. The second reason eBay gives us, it says other users who maintain businesses on eBay may prefer to manage separate accounts for different product lines. This is the key, right? Other users who maintain businesses on eBay may prefer to manage separate accounts for different product lines. And what does this mean? Yeah. So eBay is letting us know that if you are a business and you want to go ahead and make your, each store of yours a niche store, right? eBay does allow that. What they don't allow is you making multiple eBay accounts to circumvent their buying and selling policies, right? If you're making multiple accounts to get like a whole bunch of limits to go ahead and dropship on eBay, they're saying no, we don't give that.
Why you say they're not? Why are you saying they say no to that?
Okay, so to do that, the answer is given right over here. So you can use okay, so let's go right over here. Right over here, they say, are there circumstances when creating another account isn't allowed? They say registering new accounts to avoid buying and selling restrictions or limits or other policy consequences is not allowed on eBay.
You mean if someone got suspended already?
No,
that's not allowed.
No, that is, we're gonna make a different video on what to do if you already got suspended on eBay. So
Okay,
this
okay,
is some
okay.
yeah, so this is for the person who hasn't got suspended on eBay before. They are starting off drop shipping and they want to do it right. And the plan here's the game plan, yeah. So you are allowed to have multiple eBay accounts, and this our blueprint for success is we've repeated it multiple times. And all the information we're talking about today is going to be inside the course as well. And we also talk about it in length in the Telegram channel, yeah. But just to repeat, our blueprint is if you list 10,000 items across 3 accounts, you're going to make a passive income that you can live off of. Anywhere from 3 to 10 is a great income. 30 accounts is where you get into like the $1 million territory. So with one account, right, it has been report with one SSN number, one user, right, it has been reported that you can make up to 6 accounts so far and run it successfully. Maybe people have made it more than that, but 6 accounts is a limit that we know as of to today that works. So let's go ahead and like jump into like how to make these accounts and like the most important thing. But before we do it into that, Mark, does everything I'm saying make sense here?
Yeah, it makes sense, makes sense.
Okay, so just to reiterate, like the only time eBay allows you to make multiple eBay accounts is because you so that you can have accounts selling different product lines. And to make this example clear and why they allow this, let's say you're let's say you're selling like an old Toyota car, right? And this Toyota, let's say somebody has it at a dealership amongst other Toyotas, brand new ones, etc. If somebody comes in to buy your car, they're gonna feel like very good about it and buy it for premium. But if you are trying to sell your car and it's in like your garage and then there's like a broken down shed in the background, right? They're not gonna put a lot of value in that. So from the
Right, right.
buyer's perspective, if the store that you have is a very niche variety product store, then what ends up happening is they are ready to pay a premium, and they will and eBay understands that. So with that being said, like eBay does allow you to have multiple accounts for multiple product lines. So the first thing that
But
you must do.
when it comes to drop shipping, right?
Mhm.
If you use multiple accounts to drop ship in all the different accounts, you just have to not have the same products in multiple of the accounts.
Right, right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna get to that. So what ends up happening is the so this I'm gonna clarify this in a second. And so the first thing that you want to do when making these account, right, is you want to go ahead and open up 6 accounts, right? And you're gonna pick like 6 different niches. Maybe the first niche is gonna be dog food. Maybe the next one is gonna be something like, I don't know, cat food or something, yeah? And then the next one is gonna be like mouse traps, and then so on, yeah. So what you want to do is like you want to make like a specific like account for each one of them. So maybe like your username is gonna be like dog foods and more, and then the other one is gonna be like cat foods and more, and the last one is gonna be mouse traps plus, I don't know, whatever the case is, yeah. So once you go ahead and you make these account and you brand them, right? And then you list items on that account for that specific niche, right? If eBay goes ahead and calls you and they say, "Hey, like we noticed you have multiple eBay accounts. What's going on?" And then you go ahead and you give them that, you know what, I have multiple accounts to go ahead and keep my products separate so I can brand my store properly, right? They're going to be very forgiving and they're going to be very understanding about this. So what I'm saying is we make the accounts first and foremost under a specific niche. And then after the account is warmed up and the account is not getting scrutinized anymore, that's when you can begin the drop shipping process. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right,
The
right.
reason, yeah, the reason why we open up these accounts like in this manner, right, is to go ahead and avoid eBay scrutiny, right? Drop shipping is quote unquote not allowed on the platform. However, right, they are not very strict about it because if you
Well, it's
notice,
allowed if you're drop shipping from wholesalers, and if there's you can't just say it's not allowed because there's certain terms around how it is allowed. Drop
yeah,
shipping,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you're right. So just to clarify what Mark said, he's absolutely right. eBay actually does allow drop shipping, but they don't support retail drop shipping. And that in itself is a soft rule, because there's a reason why people get flagged and not outright suspended, right? And their
Right.
accounts continue to sell, is because eBay doesn't enforce it or police it as strictly. What they're against, right? What their real problem is bad buyer experience, right? So if you're a dropshipper and you providing good customer service, you're not bringing harm to the platform, people are happy with you, eBay is going to be generally happy with you, and they're not going to police you as too critically, yeah? So once again, to recap, right? The main topic of this video, if you don't have like multiple SSN numbers to go ahead and differentiate, there's still hope for you, but you're gonna have to go ahead and execute properly, right? And when you're executing this, you must execute it in a way where you're not allowed to be a beginner. Like, this multiple account strategy is not for beginners, because like, a beginner is not going to do the right customer service, they're not going to take care of the account, they're not going to know how to like operate eBay properly. And so what I would recommend would be that you learn how to drop ship properly, you learn our techniques, our systems, our customer service. We have a course, we have a Telegram, like, be very active, like, treat it like it's treated with importance. Don't put it in the back burner. Do you get what I'm saying, Mark? Because this
Yeah, because
advice,
you have to have experience. You have to have experience running one account before you try to run 6 accounts.
right? But the problem is, for somebody who's gonna, if they try to make one account, they're already done. They can't make the next 5. Do you get what I mean? You can only make these 6 accounts in the very beginning before you start the process.
But why is that if eBay said you allowed multiple accounts?
Because they're gonna go ahead and remember, you're only allowed multiple accounts to scrutinize, to go ahead and separate your items in different product lines, right? If you make another account, you're gonna get on call with eBay, and then what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna see the first account you have, and they're gonna see you have 10,000 items that you're drop shipping.
Right,
Do you get
right.
what I mean? And then they're gonna be like, no, you're not gonna be, because they know. You know what I mean? Let's say you're
Yeah.
eBay's representative, and I have one account that I'm drop shipping, and I open up 5 more. What are you gonna say to me
Right, right. So you're saying that you should open all 6 accounts in the beginning.
in the beginning? This is the
Okay.
only time. This is the only time. Anybody who does it after the fact, right? You're not. It's not gonna work unless you go ahead and like wipe your entire account. But even then, I don't know if they have data on that, so I can't speak to that. But what I do know is you can do it in the very beginning, and this is the time to do it, right? So some of the things that you're gonna have to know when you're making these multiple accounts is the accounts must be made on separate IP addresses, and and to make the accounts on separate IP addresses, just very simply, just get a new device, and you must have like an IP address that has never been used on eBay before, right? I'm not gonna go into too much detail about this right now, because
So question, why would you need multiple IP addresses if eBay is allowing multiple accounts?
because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get, remember, since we're drop shipping on eBay, our primary focus is not to have 10 accounts that can sell 50 items each month,
Right.
right? We need the limits of 50,000 to 100,000 items per month on each account. And to get those limits on each account, they need to be like, each account needs to be opened up under an IP address that has never been used on eBay before, that has a low fraud risk. And the best way to make sure that happens is to use clean residential IPs that you have never used before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I
Like,
just find it strange that you would have to set. I mean, I guess that's part of the process.
yes, like, if you want to get the high limits, right? If you want to make 6 accounts and have like 10, if you want to sell like 10 items each on each account, like, whatever, like, you can do whatever. This video
Okay,
is
okay, okay. I see what
applicable
you're
to you.
saying.
What we're doing here is we're very like, we're methodically, like, kind of like working with eBay system to trigger it so that we get the high limits on each of those 6 accounts, which is a necessity. And you know what? I feel like this video is kind of like, to be honest with you, kind of like, it gives the full answer, right?
Mhm.
However, it doesn't, like, somebody needs to have like their hands walk through this, because this is a very technical process. You know what I mean? So I would say that if you're looking to make multiple accounts, reach out to us. We have a course that we explain all of this. We also have a Telegram channel that we can get into contact with, and we can help you get this sorted. But in general, just the takeaway points here is you can make 6 accounts, but make sure you brand them. You don't drop ship on them until the scrutiny is over. And the scrutiny is like, honestly, within 3 days is what we like to warm up the account. But I would say like 11 days would be like a good number if you're going to make 6 accounts like this. Each account has to be made under a separate residential IP. You can make all of the accounts as a sole proprietor under your name. You don't need you don't need a corporation, none of that stuff. It works. We tested it, it works. But it just the IP is everything. The phone number can be reused. Your address, very important, your address has to be an address that hasn't been used on eBay before, right? If
And it's
eBay
one
goes
address for all 6 accounts.
yes, so you can use the same address on all 6 accounts. The most important thing is to make sure that each account has a separate IP address. And here's like a bonus step. If you get a CAPTCHA, right? A CAPTCHA is like this is gonna be like this is valuable information. So whoever's watching, you're very lucky to kind of come across this, yeah? If you get this while you're making the account, if you go on ebay.com and you get this CAPTCHA, it's a sign that you should ditch whatever you did and then find a better setup, maybe another laptop and another like IP address, because that IP is compromised or there's a problem with that IP. Because this shows that we have found that if you ever get a CAPTCHA on eBay while you're making new accounts, it just means that there's something wrong with your setup. Yeah, does that make sense, Mark? Can you?
Yeah, you could tell because whenever you like whenever you log into a certain website multiple times, you get a CAPTCHA. They're checking to make sure
Right.
there's no security risk.
Right, and if you're making the account and you get a CAPTCHA like in the beginning, you're not gonna get the high limits. It's guaranteed. Just ditch it at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Get up like you're actually compromising your SSN number and everything by making the account while you get a CAPTCHA. So this is like a very high level overview. Once again, we have a course that explains this in detail. So join us, or you can come into the Telegram, get into contact with us. This is the general overview. Make sure, and if you join the Telegram inside of our course, make sure you go ahead and ask questions. Like, don't guess anything, because it's not that if you're somebody that doesn't have any friends or family to give you the SSN numbers, then you must take this business very seriously from the very beginning. And just remember the risk of this process is if one account gets suspended, all of them will get suspended. Typically. Not always the case, right? Maybe one gets suspended and the others survive. I don't know, but you should err with the side of caution and just assume that if one account gets suspended, all of them will. So that means you execute the accounts properly from day one. Very important. Yeah, I think that's it for me, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys. So this is just a technical video coming from Sammy. He is more on the technical side in our team. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. Look forward for the upcoming video showing you guys more about eBay dropshipping, more about making money online. Have a good one.
Have a good one.